You wake up.
Ah.
You're surrounded in a mist. A thick, curling mist. Your legs barely able to stand up.
Ow.
Wait, you've forgotten. How did you even get here?
Well, I mean, that was a wild party. I still gotta deliver this message, though.
The trees above you creak and crack, the wind rustling through the loose leaves.
Oh, that's a little scary. What time is it?
You walk along, you glance up. Black skies.
This really hurts on my legs.
But now you see something ahead. It seems to be a clearing.
What is that?
You see it. You peer inside. You see 7 tents surrounding a large campfire.
Well, this doesn't look like where I was last night.
Nobody's around. No figures. But then you see one tall tent at the very side. A separate.
Hello?
It's against what is it? A river. A cold river.
Probably need a shower.
You step inside, and inside is magic flames, casting a reddish glow in the interior, revealing a low table covered in a black velvet cloth.
Who's there?
Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice cackles like dried weeds. At last you have arrived! Cackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her weathered lips.
Okay, lady, show you. Freaking me the fuck out right now.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. I think that's a good place to start.
Hey, that was a 2-minute intro.
That was a 2-minute intro. We were trying something different today because, I mean... So,
That was hard because
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
Most of that was just what is it? Ad lib.
Ad lib. Yeah, basically
On the
just
spot.
Improv.
Yeah, improv. There it is.
Yeah, on the spot. I was trying to make it sound like creepy stuff. So today, on our little oh shit, fucking phone. Damn it.
Interruptions.
Disadvantage. Exterminate.
Disadvantage for 24 hours. No.
Now we want to talk on our little D&D episode.
Episodes? Yeah, they're episodes.
Little episode, yeah. Curse of Strahd.
Curse of
Curse
Strahd.
of Strahd. It is at the time of this recording, right the day before spooky season.
Yeah.
But by the time this gets uploaded, it's like, it's fine. We probably just upload it and
It'll be time.
It'll be time. So not too early, but. Today we want to talk about Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
Because we're both huge fan of the adventure.
Yes. And the vibe.
And the vibe, honestly. I mean, I've always been into gothic horror-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we'll start with what was probably the first thing that really drew your eye when you got the adventure in your hands finally. I know it took a little.
It took me a while to get through it. I still haven't gotten through all of it.
Not all of it, yeah. But what was the first thing you were probably the most excited for?
Okay, well, for me as hopefully a future author or whatever.
Yeah.
I love settings and environments and
yeah.
And Barovia was a really cool setting. Everything's separated by mists and stuff, and there's never any sunlight, and it's just
it sets a real tone.
Yeah.
To your.
It's one big cursed land, and it's just man, you can't escape it except for you do A through Z. You
literally have to go A through Z,
and then you got to do it again 1 through 100, 1A, 2A. God.
Yeah. There's only one way out of Barovia. Well, there are a few ways you can get out, but
it's just not easy.
It's not easy. No, and I feel the adventure really is meant to make you feel you need
trapped.
to get out. You need to get out, and you're trapped, and there's your resources are a little bit limited because one, people don't like you just off top.
Just in general,
you're the strangers. You guys, it's a very secluded and just terrified place right now because of their circumstance.
Yeah,
but we're gonna get into some things. I will say this though. the first thing that really drew me in,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
yeah, for these adventure was actually like I really like gothic horror stuff too, and I mean I was like huge fan of Van Helsing and
Yeah.
you know Dracula and werewolves and all that. I'm like, oh, this book has everything. But the thing that really caught my eye was the card reading
Yeah. The
section
Tarot
actually,
deck.
because I really like the vibe of it. The fact
Just
that,
like the
you're-
reading of fortunes, or just
like
like
the reading of fortunes and like the way it is in the adventure, like basically like lays out the whole adventure when
right
you go
for
and-
each
yeah.
character, because
Yeah.
each character is different and
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And like depending on like you know whatever group, I mean you're the DM, you can figure it out. Because like when I tried to run it the first time, I basically made like each, I had like 3 or 4 players, and I kind of gave them each like a card for them specific. Basically like this is your quest that you want to focus on, and like kind of like give it to the. I mean they were all gonna help each other achieve the goal because they were not gonna be able to.
not by themselves.
Not by themselves
no,
at all.
no.
No, like I think I was a little mean, and I chose one of like because the nice thing about the card reading is that it gives like depending on the cards you draw or
Yeah.
you know pick as the DM. I mean you figure it. You can make it.
You
however
figure it out
want.
yourself, yeah.
And you can tell whatever story you decide. And
You decide.
yes. I was a little mean, and I chose one of them was like you need to go up this mountain where you need to find like a specific item you need to defeat Strahd,
Okay.
and it's like guarded by like a giant
Like a golem,
no like a giant bird,
like a rock.
a rock.
Yeah, that's
and I was like they
That
don't
was
gotta
a little-
fight it, they just gotta get the item. So I'm like this could kind of work.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe. But I thought that
Kitty
would be like a
interference.
fun, yeah, kitty interference. We always have cat interference here.
That was pretty.
I thought that would be.
Yeah.
It's a little mean, but I thought this could kind of like really set the tone too, and also kind of like explore a bit more of the land and the setting, because there also are some important things up in the mountains that they need to eventually.
Right, but that
get
probably
to.
would have been for like a party adventure, right?
Oh yeah, I would not
Yeah.
let somebody alone. No, this was
Face
like,
a rock.
no, like you're not even trying to face the rock. You're just trying to like hide and hopefully get away.
Turns out the rock is actually the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock.
He gives you the smolder.
basic, yeah. The smoldering intensity. Yeah. And like that was one of the things that like I really liked about it, and then just being able to like basically lay out the whole adventure. You know, NPCs they need to meet.
Yeah.
And where to find like specific items that they need.
Yeah. Well, it plays the Toroka deck plays very good with the tarot cards.
Yeah.
As in, like, you know, like you flip a card and that's kind of like who you are.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what happens in the
Yeah.
characters.
It
It's like,
is
the
basically
trope is
like,
like you need to go on this quest because this is what you specialize in. Pretty much.
And this is like your thing. Like you as a group are going to help each other accomplish these things, gather these allies, and because one of the cards is to like gather like a specific ally.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit interesting to see which ones you could choose from in this book. Actually, like
There's
initially, there is a lot. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a lot you could do with it. And also, like the final card was going to decide where you're going to fight Strahd.
Oh, because he shows up like everywhere.
He can be anywhere and
Literally-
everywhere. 'Cause,
literally
you know,
anywhere.
like the whole thing is like he is the ancient. He
Yeah.
is the land. And,
He could be shopping for groceries and he's
legit,
right there.
Yeah, and he's just like looking.
Food
at you.
fight.
Yeah, you know, just starts spraying like blood packets
Yeah.
everywhere, like ketchup.
like throwing tomatoes.
Right. But yeah, like Strahd is supposed to feel like this like force that's like constantly like at your heels, or like basically just like tossing you around
he's
like
just-
rag dolls, and he's just
He's just aware of literally everybody in his realm.
Yeah,
Like everybody.
yeah. There's just no hiding from him.
Yeah, it's like any new characters that come, he's just like, who are these guys? Look at a load of these guys.
Here we go again. Like he's just like excited to like another
Yes, Steven, get the coffins ready.
another set of new toys. Like basically.
Yeah, he actually treats them as like prey in a way.
Basically, yeah. They're just like new things for him to conquer.
Because like he's just living on. He's like, okay, more fun for me.
Yeah, legit. Because he is the ancient.
The ancient one.
But yeah, that's one of the sections that I really liked in this book.
Yeah.
And then just like the general, I like the NPCs a lot actually, because
there's a lot of maps.
Lots of maps.
in
Hell
books.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when I was actually like running this adventure, I never got to finish it, like finish running it. or anything because scheduling errors. Like we just couldn't get the whole group together enough times to really finish it. But I did get as far as to the winery, I think.
Oh,
And
in the castle, or
no in like
or just
overall
like in
map.
general the winery.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
it's like the one good thing in this land is like the
the
wine.
winery.
Like that's it.
Oh, just all the wine itself.
The wine itself, like the winery is like being beset by
I-
like all these like forest people and druids and like blights, like little twigs and stick blights and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I got. So
That's pretty funny though. Like I was like, I can totally see that too though.
Oh
as,
yeah,
as like the wine being like really good.
yeah. The wine is really good there, and it's actually for a reason because of like these. Well, I mean, I don't know if I want to spoil things for you yet, but like
That's fine.
it's fine. Well, okay. So there's like these.
How
lore-
could you tell me?
Yeah,
this?
right. It's basically like these like seeds, like this like magical like jewel like seeds,
Oh, like Jack and the Beanstalk.
kind of that like are planted and making the wine grow here.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Which, yeah, and it ends up getting like taken away by like some people.
not the wine.
Yeah,
Anything but
and
the
then
wine.
the wine starts to not being produced as much, and then it's one of like the little like side adventures you could do for
to make the wine grow back again.
to bring back the wine because that's the only good like see it's the only peace of mind people
So-
have here.
Yes,
Is
and that's
in the
pretty
drink.
much like appealing to the citizens. Like
Yeah, and you're gonna want to because this
Yeah.
like you're gonna want as many people. I actually like the idea of like you going from town to town making alliances to basically raise up like an army to fight against Strahd. Because if you
Yeah.
think about it, Strahd's been around for like however many hundreds of years.
Yeah.
He has like resources at his disposal.
Oh, yeah.
He has spy networks. He has werewolves. He has zombies, skeletons. He has whatever little agents that or generals or whoever working under him.
yeah,
Like he basically has his own little army, and you're gonna need that if you're really gonna go and storm his castle.
yeah, you can't.
Which
Be
is
like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Fight me.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not how
he's
it
like,
works.
no, we're gonna do things the way
Just
I
snaps
want.
you away. Get out of here.
Like he'll probably like just play and toss you around like his domain, but like, he's
Yeah,
like,
act
not
like
gonna
he's hurt. But
he's not gonna take you seriously.
no, not unless if you have a legitimate threat
Yeah.
with you.
And like and especially like if you're gonna run up to his like castle where he has every advantage there too. Like no,
You'd just be like the guy from Monty Python,
basically
running.
Yeah, legit.
Ha-ha! And then
Yeah.
just comes storming in.
Yeah, no, it doesn't go that way.
No, it does not. It does not go that way.
like one of his like things that he can do in his in his castle. He basically can like phase in and out of the walls and shit. Like he
Yeah.
can just
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah.
just it's literally just him being like a ghost.
basically he just
Just like
goes in and
whoop,
out.
like oh he's gone.
And then on top of that, there's like whatever servants he has there, whatever traps he has there, whatever like or like all sorts of things. And yeah, you're gonna. I actually really like the idea of like you going around making these alliances.
Yeah.
One of them was you could get the werewolves to help you.
On your side, really?
Yeah, if you play more to like what they want and need, because if I remember correctly,
Blood.
there was like one of their. So like the current leader of the werewolves is like all for Strahd, right?
Yeah. Naturally.
And there was one who like challenged that, and
Oh. So
they were basically like vying for like who was going to be controlling the pack,
Oh.
because this other guy was not like he was like pro Strahd, pro the pack being strong, and the way they did that was they would kidnap children from other realms and
Yeah.
basically force them to fight to the death, and the winner.
Like Hunger Games.
Basically, fight to the death, and the winner would be turned into a werewolf.
To a
and part
werewolf.
of the
So it's a lose-lose
Keep-
situation.
yeah, basically keep the pack strong.
Yeah,
you
because
know.
it's the strongest.
Yeah, strongest will.
yeah.
Yeah. But the other, the one who challenged, I guess his name was like. Let me see if I can find his name. I think it was like Emil or something like that.
Sounds interesting though. Like the
It's
whole
actually.
thing with
I
werewolves.
thought the whole thing with the werewolf would be really cool. Basically,
It makes sense though. You only want the strongest people. So
yeah. Yeah, and,
raise
and,
a tough kid.
and not the guy who challenged that ideology was Emil.
Yeah.
Who basically was like, no, we can't be going around stealing kids because they're going to come back and
I mean, the hags do.
Right. That's another thing we could
That's
get
another
into
thing.
too. Yeah, and basically that guy gets like sent away and locked into a dungeon while like nobody else in the pack knows what the hell happened. Like all they know is like, okay, these two went off somewhere and only one came back.
Yeah.
So as far as they know, the other guy either died or is locked up or something. Basically, the one way you could like get the werewolves on your side is if you get rid of the current leader and help out another, like the lover of the one who got sent away,
Oh.
to basically like save or potentially like overthrow the current, and then you can get werewolves on your side, which I thought was actually a really cool little
Like a side quest.
side quest basically, and I mean its own little like story arc that you could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
It's a filler.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind
Nah, it
of
could-
leads into the full.
I know, yeah.
I mean, really, any of these things could be filler, but they could also be very essential. So.
Yeah. No.
But
That's the cool thing too, though. All the quests can lead
yeah.
into like the final fight.
Oh yeah, and that's I kind of like that idea of like having everything just like tie
Into
the
one
big
storyline.
grand finale. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to do
Yeah.
when I was running the game. But you know, obviously I know more now because I feel like when I was
But that's better though.
yeah, I feel that, and I feel like earlier on when I was like DMing, it was just me being very like railroady.
Yeah.
You know, I was like
stick to the books kind of thing.
like
or
I was thinking more to like, okay, I need to get them from point A to point B,
Oh yeah.
and like kind of like pushing that along instead of letting the players have a little bit more
Freedom.
freedom.
Freedom of choice.
Yeah, I try to give them that illusion, you know, but
Yeah.
it definitely felt like I was more like, okay, here's a thing you guys can do, so you guys can go do it, like it's right here. They're like, oh well, what's this other thing over there? Oh well, there's this thing here, but like there's also like these people who
you're
yeah.
supposed to go there.
Yeah, I was very like having. I mean, I feel like that's happens to a lot of like first time DMs though, especially when you're
Yeah.
trying to run an adventure as like a bigger like adventure.
Yeah.
It takes time, you know. So, but I don't know. You got any other areas that you want to talk about? I feel like there's a few in here.
Well, I know that you wanted to talk about the Vistani because you like. The Vistani.
Oh yes, I did like the Vistani.
And
So,
part of that, the intro,
Yeah.
like the last, I don't know what was it, like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
The last 30 seconds was from that the Vistani camp.
yeah, like the actual like
the
little
beginning
paragraph.
camp and
Yeah. The Vistani. Okay, so personally, I mean, they just like interest me because I just really like that whole nomadic vibe they got going on,
yeah,
where they're basically like they're the happiest people in Barovia by far.
and it's kind of hard to be happy in Barovia.
Especially so, you know, the question is why? Well, it's because they're not tied to the laws of
They're not
like the
tied to the One Ring. They don't
Yeah.
suffer.
they don't have to suffer in Barovia. They can literally leave it
Yeah.
whenever.
Okay.
They can just travel between the mists. And
So it's just that sense of freedom, like, you know.
yeah, they
I don't
basically
wanna
they're
be
the
here
only
anymore.
people who are actually like free in
Yeah.
in the land, and they just go around. They're drinking every night. They're partying every night.
Everybody
They're
else is just
singing
like,
and dancing, and everybody else is just like barely scraping by to survive. And I don't know, something about that was very appealing to me.
Because they still return. I'm guessing. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Every now
they
and
still
then.
come back. I mean, they're nomadic, so like they just
Yeah.
go from place to place.
It's like, oh, we're stopping by the spooky place again. All
Yeah.
right, get the pumpkins out. Oh.
And they also kind of have like a close history with Strahd, actually, where he basically like they rescued him and nursed him back to health after an injury, and then as he was recovering and like assassins were sent to basically kill him.
Killed him.
The Vistani still like defended him, and then he started defending them against like whatever it was a lot of like scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and then he basically once he was like fully back, on track to healing, he's like, all right, from here on out, y'all are cool here.
Yeah.
You guys can come and go whenever you want. You don't got to worry about anything.
They're best buds.
Yeah, basically they're like have like a nice working relationship. Basically. Yeah. And I don't know. I just like. There's like the one main like NPC Vistani who's just like this badass vampire hunter.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's just like such an awesome character. I feel like
Nice.
she easily is like one of the more popular NPCs in D&D. I feel like
Which one
the
is she?
adventures. That's the Esmeralda.
Oh yeah, see, even I've
Because
heard of her.
she is basically Kate Beckinsale in Van Helsing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Basically that. She's like a bit of Van Helsing mixed with Kate Beckinsale
Mixed
in that
with
movie.
Abraham Lincoln,
Well,
vampire
with
hunter.
yeah, Vampire Hunter. Yeah, I need to watch that movie. I keep on hearing it's pretty.
Yeah, it's actually decent.
Yeah,
It's just like the whole thing of like
Lincoln being a.
It's just like
Yeah.
because it sounds like a really cheesy like.
It did. It really did the first time I heard it.
Me
But
too. That's why I didn't watch it.
I didn't
until,
watch it
like,
at first, and then my cousin was like, "Oh man, this movie was actually pretty decent." I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, oh.
okay, maybe one of these days. And
Yeah.
then here we are. Still me not watching it yet. But yeah, I really like Esmeralda. She was like one of my first picks as like the ally who helps the D&D group. And she also kind of like has like the connection of being, able to contact the other hunter, Van Richten.
Yeah.
And man, what else was I gonna say? I feel like
I
I
don't
just lost my train of thought because I'm just like, well, she's just really cool,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, put it simply, she's cool.
Basically, and a lot of people role play her differently.
Yeah.
I never got the chance to really role play her. That's the thing. Maybe I'm just like, would have been so cool.
Yeah. Maybe
So
someday.
yeah,
Someday.
maybe someday. Next time I get another group together.
Just introduce her right away. Just like I need to
Yeah,
I
right?
need to role play with her.
That could be a thing. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. What else did you like? Because that was just more me.
I mean, I just
Anything that like you wanted to talk about briefly?
we have a little inside joke.
Oh
of,
yeah,
old bone grinder.
bone grinder. I don't even remember how it started. I think.
I think you just like stumbled
I think I
upon
just-
the windmill or something.
Yeah, I think I was
then-
just talking about a book one day, and then we just like
Yeah.
heard the name of the windmill. And
Yeah, the old bone grinder.
the old bone grinder, and that just stuck because we just said it weird.
when I got the Curse of Strahd,
Yeah.
I immediately went to old bone
Old bone
grinder.
grinder. That was the
And
first
that's,
thing.
yeah, that's why I know about it. I was like, oh my goodness, it's in this book.
Yes. This is
Old
the one.
bone grinder.
This is what I've been searching for.
Uh,
Oh man, no.
but yeah, no, the whole thing with like a bunch of like is it like night hags or something?
Yeah, they're like they're hags. They're like witches.
Yeah.
It's a coven.
And they pretty much like steal the children,
Yeah.
devour them, take their bones, grind them into like dust in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and then put them into like a nice, delicious little pie.
Yeah, and then they start selling the pies to.
Sell
The adults.
pies to the parents.
They start selling the pie, like basically sell their kids back.
Yeah, pretty
to
much.
the parents and
Do you remember Peter? Here, have a pie.
dream pies.
Yeah, and then they eat it. Oh, this is
Which
pretty
is
good,
a funny
yeah.
little thing because, like, I feel like that's an easy thing people could easily just not really think twice about. Like, because I think that's in Barovia where you first meet like a hag selling pies, like an old woman walking
just
around the streets
with a cart.
with a cart. And
Hi
she's just
here,
selling
get your pies.
pies in this weird kind of dreary looking place, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll take a pie."
And that's where it begins.
And then, yeah.
The addiction.
Yeah, because you eat too many pies, you could potentially get addicted. And, start,
Literally.
you know,
Which is pretty.
crave it more.
Yeah.
And kind of just leads more to the vibe of like what kind of place it is that the players are.
Well, especially if like that's one of the first things that you come across. You're just like, oh, it's this kind of place.
Yeah.
How can I get out?
And the thing is, it's such a good one too because it's such a slow burn until
Yeah.
the players aren't gonna know until they actually investigate the windmill, and unless like all they're gonna hear is like maybe, like you as a DM could maybe start like dropping hints like maybe an NPC who actually knows what the hell's going on at the old bone grinder.
Oh right.
They might
Like-
run into him at some point. Like, yeah, man, don't eat those pies because
Don't eat the pies because I've heard some weird
that's
screams
some
going
bad
on. And
stuff in them, man. And yeah, depending on you as DM.
there's like a subtle. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that subtle hints and stuff like that.
I actually think the were ravens are really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never thought. I never really thought of that as a thing.
I never thought of that either, and then I
Yeah.
saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's actually pretty cool."
The fact that they're basically like a spy network resisting, or like basically all up against Strahd's, and Strahd couldn't really care less.
Yeah, because he's just like, okay,
Yeah, okay, what are you gonna do?
just
Like,
have your little community. I
yeah,
don't
sure,
care,
have your little
whatever.
community, but like I don't care. You're
Because
not a
he's
threat
still
to me.
he still knows everything.
Yeah, he's still like the biggest and the baddest here. Like
Yeah.
the were-ravens can't really do anything to him.
No. They're just kind of like they're like the lookouts of they're like the little snitches like
basically
they're just like oh you know what happened, this happened, and then they go and then tell somebody else, hey, guess what happened.
Yeah, they all do it like amongst themselves though. Like,
yeah, I know, that's what I mean though.
Yeah.
Like they spread it, wherever they are.
And that's true. That was
They got cheese
cool
made
little-
to talk.
basically cheese mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the hold on, wasn't Selinka Fest? That was where the big old bird was at actually.
Big old bone grinder.
If I remember correctly.
But I always get excited with like new like creatures of horror.
Ah yes, let's talk about some of those.
Yeah, those are always really cool, especially like with like the witches and the hags. Like those are actually like really cool.
Yeah.
Just because of their vibe.
Which
Brewing potions and spells for the kiddies.
yeah, I actually would like to know a little bit more about these. Like how to roleplay a hag, you know?
That would be hard, actually. Probably.
You think?
I think, because you really got to know you like your stuff.
Maybe, I don't know, because it's easy to like fall onto like the classic witch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I would need to like do some more research into like
It depends on what kind of hag.
That's
also,
true. That's also true,
and
'cause some of them
where
are
you
like-
are.
Yeah. We could go like
'Cause, like-
Halloween witch, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's
That's like the standard.
Yeah, that's like the standard. But like, if you're like trying to be a witch in like a coastal city or something like that, where it's like like everybody's bright and vibrant, and you're trying to be dark and gloomy.
Mm-hmm. You're
It's
probably
it's
you're probably hanging around like the shady parts of the docks or something, you know?
Yeah,
Like
trying to lure in the visitors.
Yeah. Easy. Anybody who comes off the boat, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe often like this secret little like.
Would you like to prolong your life?
Yeah,
Whoa!
things like
Yeah,
that.
and then
Maybe they're just like simple little like fortune tellers. I mean, that's the thing
Oh,
about
yeah.
hags. They could be like any little
selling
thing.
little trinkets or something.
Yeah.
Like
You
a
never know.
little like a vendor
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Like
you could do
it
that
could basically
too.
be like all in this like market, and then there's like this one weird little like alleyway that
Yeah.
kind of like you maybe like some like I don't know something weird like I don't know some strange like a cat or something walks by and it kind of like leads
Like a
you
black
into
cat.
walks by and it leads you into the like looking down the alley, and then you see like a little light with a little
Oh,
tent,
sure. Yeah.
and you just see like a set of hands maybe like shuffling some cards or like
Oh,
doing
sure.
something.
And
Maybe
something
that's,
about it like lures you in.
yeah, you're like, huh, what's going on there?
Like
Maybe
this
it's like a
might
little,
be interesting.
yeah. Maybe this one's legit. But you're just going down this like weird creepy alley.
Yeah.
I don't know, weird things like that. Yeah, see, like easy. Yeah, hags are cool.
Yeah. Hags are pretty cool.
They can be pretty fun. I was thinking maybe I would want to run a character that's like a
Oh.
hex blood or something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought that would be a cool one. And there's Esmeralda.
Hey, she looks like a pirate.
She basically does kind of look like a coat. And she has like a prosthetic leg.
It is pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Has like a hand axe and like a what
long
kind of sword is that?
I would say that's a
Long sword? Yeah.
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 like a
It looks
long sword.
about that, but yeah, I could see her looking like that.
Yeah.
She does look like
Yeah, right? Like
Uh,
Kate Beckinsale.
yeah, yeah.
A little bit like Kate
Yeah.
Beckinsale there.
yeah.
Gotta give her that Transylvanian accent.
Transylvanian.
Basically.
Yes, we fight a bunch of creatures over here. It gets very annoying.
Yes. We try to look on the brighter side of death.
But the thing is, there is no bright side. We don't have sun at all.
There's a brighter side of death? Yes, it's only harder to see, or something like
Is
that.
that what
Harder
she
to find.
says?
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. And then he just, Van Helsing just sprays her with the fucking sedative or whatever. And she just instantly knocks out.
Just-
Duh.
She ate one of the dream
Dude,
pies.
I want to know what the hell was in that thing to make somebody
That's
just
like
knock out
instant.
instantly. Because fuck, do I need that sometimes?
Magic.
And she was out for like a good, like, what,
Yeah.
4 hours?
While.
Maybe 6 hours?
Yeah.
Because it was like nighttime.
Short rest.
It was midnight! Because the werewolf would like show
Oh
up
yeah,
shortly.
that's true.
That thing knocked her out for like the rest of the
Like
day.
yeah, 8 hours later,
Yeah.
like oh jeez.
Holy shit. Nah, yeah. That might be an item. That might be
Right, well, like a knockout gas.
some sort of
Pocket sand.
Maybe you gotta make like, I would say you probably have to make like a constitution save or something.
Something. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Con save would be good.
because that's like a sleep, or maybe it's kind of like a charm in a sense. I don't know, depending on how you want to go about it.
I don't know.
Really, up to you. You're the DM.
Ultimately, in the end,
Yeah, good shit.
doesn't even matter.
Yeah, you gonna just pull out Linkin Park on me like
Yeah,
that?
doesn't matter because you're the DM. You can make up.
You got a point.
Yep. See.
You got a point.
Huh?
You know who I kind of liked, villain wise, like a smaller villain. I
Scar?
kind of like this Isaac Strasny.
Isaac.
Isaac.
However
you want.
Isaac Strauss. Okay.
However you want to pronounce it. It doesn't matter. Again, you're the DM.
Isaac Strauss.
He's basically like just like the local muscle for one of the burgomasters.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and he's basically like born like I think one day he just like some shit happened where he like woke up with a devil's arm, and he's able to like hurl fireballs and like
Okay.
and like just like chop down men and like without breaking a sweat.
Like
he
immense
just
strength.
he basically got stronger and some magical shit, and he's just like he was already like an asshole and a bully, and now he
and now he's
basically
a
just
bigger
gave him
one.
like a bigger like now he just gave him like bigger weapons to do it even more.
Nice.
And yeah, he's just like a nice little like mid or I don't know if like mid level, but like low level
Like
mini boss threat. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that you could
Oh, sure.
throw at your players.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what I was doing, because I was actually inspired by I was watching Dice Camera Action,
Oh, okay.
which was like a D&D show with Chris Perkins,
Yeah.
who also like worked on this Chris Strahd.
Yeah.
And I was inspired by like what he did with this character and one of his players, who was a tiefling,
Oh, okay.
and basically made it so that they were related, where
Okay.
like maybe they were like separated at birth, and that's actually like one of the things that's behind Isaac's like motivations, is that he's looking for like a long lost sister or something, and he basically made it so that this tiefling and him were related, and then when he did find them, he was like just, oh yeah, nothing else matters now. Like now you're
the
like,
end.
yeah, basically.
Doesn't even matter.
No, that was Metallica now. And
Oh, yeah, nothing else matters. Yeah!
Yeah. Stupid. But yeah, he was a cool little
Little
boss,
nugget.
basically.
Yeah.
And I think he's in like Velocity.
Velociraptor.
Yeah. Oh, which is also like leads me to the next villain that you could talk to, Madame Eva. Who also has like some devil connection, because I think Isaac and Madame Eva have like a loose relation there too.
Oh, okay. Like they know each other, but like
Yeah, like
through.
I don't think she like really likes him, and he doesn't
No.
really care for her.
Yeah, it's more of like professional circles, whatever you say.
More like no, like there's like a blood relation there.
Oh, actual
yeah,
blood.
like
Oh.
relation. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like they just don't really vibe with, like they're like separated from each other, like they just don't want to have
Yeah.
anything to do with each other. And she's basically trying to take over town.
Oh,
Like, she wants to be like the next burgomaster, but you know, the
But
current
then-
one has this muscle and like the
Yeah.
guards.
So she's like
And,
bunch of.
Basically, she's just like a noble woman who just isn't able to like get what she wants, so she turns to worshiping. Oh, I think her family like is really close ties to Strahd.
Oh.
And
So that's why she's with the Strahd. Like,
yeah,
well,
she's like
sort of.
she's pro Strahd
Yeah.
and devil worship,
Yeah.
using devil worship to gain more power, more
Yeah.
followers. She has like a book club for like a cult.
Club.
Yeah, and then that's where she's.
Does
like,
everybody
starts-
have their Necronomicons?
Basically,
Yes?
yeah, they
Okay.
all just like gather around and like try to summon like a devil or something. And
Joey, you forgot the paint. How are we supposed to paint the pentagram now?
yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
Get
And
with the program
she
here.
has like a little like butler who goes around like
Like a mini Alfred.
yeah, basically he just like goes around
Yeah,
and, like
yes, of course,
spies
madam.
and gets back information for like around
Oh,
town.
okay.
Like if like the players are around town, like he'll like tell the madam immediately, and she's like, okay, maybe I could use these people as potential allies to overthrow the.
Oh, sure.
Basically, shit that's going down in Valaki, it is like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Because the current burgomaster, he's just throwing like all these crazy parties, like
Oh.
every week.
And you can't stop him because he's got this.
Because he's got this
bulky
guy, and he's basically
yeah.
saying like, okay, if you guys aren't going to do what I say, we're going to start like making you be happy,
Yeah.
smile, like
Smile!
that was one of the things in the show for Dice Camera Action, where
That's
like
funny.
the DM is just like Like the guards are just like pushing people
Yeah.
around, saying like,
Smile!
"Smile, be happy." Because
That's funny.
the burgomaster, he's like insane. He thinks that like the only way to like free his town from like being ruled by Strahd
Yeah.
and like getting
It's
out of the
being
mist
happy.
is to be happy.
Oh, is it the
And
big
the only
festival that
yeah, that's why they
they're
keep
gonna
throwing festivals. He's like, okay, if I can keep the people happy, we're gonna be fine. And that's our defense against Strahd. But Strahd's
You were
just
arrested.
like,
Why? For being sad.
yeah, legit. And,
No.
and like he's just throwing like all these like like he had like a party where a festival where everybody just had like a whole bunch of wolves' heads and paraded them around the fucking streets.
Done with wolves. Done with
And
wolves.
like no, everybody's like, this is nasty. This is like a straight up animal head that we're just like walking around.
Be
with.
happy about it though.
Yeah, and there's like no,
It's a
be
good
happy.
decoration.
And yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah, it's good, yeah.
that's the current management of this place. The other ones are like, oh hey, we want to like go pro Strahd here,
Yeah.
and whatever he's just like a negligent leader. He's not like he can do bad things, but he's not a
Yeah.
bad leader. He's just
Yeah.
negligent.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, well, we should like worship Strahd and like work for him, and then well things will be better. Like we'll, have a better lot in life. And yeah, it's just a melting pot of things going on there.
It's a big pile of messed
Shit.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big pile of messed up, and there's like all sorts of other little things. I think one of the groups of were-ravens are there too, because there's like
Oh.
a tavern.
Oh,
there.
cool.
Yeah, they like run it. Actually, I did get to run those too. They were fun.
Yeah.
Like they were like this married couple with like kids who were just going around and causing mischief for like all the clients,
Yeah.
and just being kids. I was just like, that could be a fun thing to run, and
Like serve them a bowl of like worms.
like
Ooh.
maybe more like okay, so like the food like is at the table, and then you kind of just like after like the mom or whoever leaves,
Yeah.
you just have the kids start like running down under the table and like kind of like accidentally make a mess,
Yeah.
or they just start like hawking loogies from like the top floor and shit. Like
Nice.
just kid shit. They're trying
That makes sense.
to have as much fun as they can. I mean, this is a depressing place
It's
too.
yeah.
And I mean, they're a nice family.
Mom comes in and be like, "Okay, go play amongst the tombstones, okay?"
Basically. I was trying to give like the equivalent of like, okay, so this is like Barovia, so like a Transylvanian version of like a like a Southern mom,
Oh, okay.
with like that kind of
Sure,
like
yeah.
like air about her.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, my players really liked it. Like they were like vibing with her
Oh, yeah.
really, because the father, I think he's just like, oh yeah, I gotta run the shop, I gotta make sure like this and that.
He's just-
And he's like the spy master for like that group. But yeah, I mean, lots of things. I could go on and on
And on.
and on. But yeah, we really like Curse of Strahd
Yeah.
and Ravenloft
And just
in general.
Barovia in general.
I mean, Barovia is just such a
And
nice-
Ravenloft, yeah.
It's a really cool setting, and it's like honestly a
Yeah.
really good one for like first time.
Yeah,
D&D
it gives
players.
them a cool like
Adventure, a nice story.
yeah.
Strahd is a really awesome villain.
Yeah.
I only got to role play him a few times,
Yeah.
but every time like I went like full vampire overlord villain. I was just like, yeah, he's like obsessed with getting Arena Koliana,
Yeah.
who's like this incarnation of his lost lover,
love, yeah.
quotes, that he's been trying to, possess for like centuries. And I mean, he's just a fun villain, and people really, like
A good villain.
a good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall. Yeah.
His story's very interesting to me, and yeah, just fun things all around.
Yeah.
And there's also like nice little side quest or mini events that happen.
Yeah.
I think one of the first ones that you run into is like if you stay in the village of Barovia until like the middle of the night or something, you start to see like a ghostly parade
Oh, that's cool.
of like all the past adventurers
Oh.
who died here,
right,
and they all
yeah.
like make basically a whole parade straight into Strahd's castle,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and that's like in the night. I feel like it's like, as a DM, I would probably have that like
I
maybe
would-
as like a yearly thing, something that
Oh,
happens.
okay. Yeah.
And
Oh,
or I
that
don't
would
know.
make sense.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
something like
could.
that.
Yeah. I was gonna say
And it could be a nightly thing too.
Yeah.
Like, I
Like
don't know.
instead of like midnight, it'd be like 3 a.m. Witching
Yeah,
hour.
witching hour. Yeah,
Just change it up a bit.
that's where shit happens.
Yeah.
And also, I would do things where, like, as Strahd, I would start trying to turn the players against each other. Where, like, Strahd started
Yeah, because
having
he's
these.
manipulative.
Yeah, he's starting to have these clandestine conversations with like certain members of the group and trying to get them on his side, and then potentially find like he's trying to get his love back.
Yeah.
He's trying to find someone who can potentially take up the rule of Barovia.
Yeah,
But
once he gets his
once
love
he gets
back, but
his
none
whole
of
thing.
that
But like
happens.
he's so narcissistic and
Yeah.
full of himself that he's never gonna be accepting of anybody else,
no.
and he's basically gonna double cross them.
Yeah.
By
Yeah,
the end of it.
eventually. Yeah.
And I just had a lot of fun playing as Strahd.
I know.
I only got to like do
One
a few
day.
things here and there. I know.
One day.
But yeah, for now that was like me being super like
Yeah.
nerdy about.
Yeah, that's fine though, because that's kind of like what our D&D talks D&D.
Yeah.
Delve into the
Yeah.
books that we like, and
Yeah. And I mean, Curse of Strahd was like first one that I wanted as soon as I got into D&D. I was like, that was the one that I wanted to play.
Yeah, I think I really wanted the Strahd one and the Icewind Dale one, and obviously the main three, DM book, Monster Manual, all that.
Oh yeah, the essentials like. Good.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good cover all of like Strahd and Barovia specific stuff.
Yeah, because there's also Ravenloft.
Yes.
But I mean, it's a separate book that we
Yes.
could probably talk about that in the next
Maybe,
D&D session, because by then,
there's a lot there.
right? Because then by then we'll be in the midst of spooky season.
Yes.
So it'll be perfect timing.
Yeah. Lots of monsters there too.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a very nice supplement too for the Curse of Strahd adventure, because like they had a lot of nice little things you could do to add to the current Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
And it's a good book, but we could probably do that in another episode.
Yeah.
Because it's not just that Barovia. There's also other places that I saw that were really cool,
Right.
and I wanted to.
It'll turn up eventually.
Yeah.
So.
Eventually, I will run a game.
Eventually.
Eventually. If not run a game, I will play in one.
Either way.
And either way, I'll be happy. Like
Either way.
Yeah.
Just want a session.
I don't know. Honestly, like, just give me one game.
I don't care if it's just one little, like, three episode one shot, whatever.
Yeah.
Just that's fine.
Yeah. Just 3 quick ones. Done.
Yep.
Could be a nice little, like, tutorial one. Yeah, Tobert, just gonna come in.
We got double kitty interference.
Yeah, they just want attention now.
They just want attention. I think that's gonna be our cue for the end of the episode.
Yeah, I think so too.
Alrighty, we will talk more in the next
D&D
episode.
Stuff, yeah, on the next one. Man, I don't even know. Maybe Avernus could be a cool one.
Yeah,
that's also
isn't that the descent into Avernus? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Ravenloft.
yeah, Ravenloft.
There's a lot we could choose from.
Yeah. Oh, we could do the short adventure of the Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Oh yeah,
that one?
our experience there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like
that one was pretty fun. That was my first one.
Yeah, that was
DMing.
your first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could probably do that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll figure that out on the next one though.
Yeah, that's true.
So for now, this has been our D&D talking D&D.
Yes, it is.
And oh god, the voice is back. I think
Come back now. I have something to show you.
No. Okay. Gotta go, guys. See you later, baby. Bye.